Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. We strongly recommend to stay on a sim as long as needed before you go live. There is a high risk in the trading. We're gonna start with for the ones that just joined us, on the left upper corner, this is the market analyzer, and we just closed position ES, NASDAQ, and CL. We just closed position. We had an entry at on the ES. The market analyzer is based on one target, one lot, and 38.21 was the entry. Target 38.30 on one contract, 44 ticks into the profit. The YM 17 ticks into the profit based on the last entry signal, not the whole day. The NASDAQ 234.33 ticks and is closed. Target hit. As you see here, it says target hit. On the scalper, so the total here right now from 9:30, it is 553 ticks into the profit. On the right corner, it is the scalper 15 second, and also we use the white chart, but they're all close position right now. And they all hit the target, but the white charts are for the scalper, which we use 15 seconds. And then once I start taking a trade, we will share that with you. On the white chart here, it is a total different automated trade. It is the TI7. It is really, really a big auto trade, and have a different has a like a 10 different entries and 10 different filters, and it is really. You can cut the market the way you want it, and you can set the condition at how you want it to auto trade the way you want it. Normally, our official time is 10 o'clock. We still have 10 minutes, and we will stay a little bit quiet until 10 o'clock, and then we start approach the market to see what's going on in the market. I usually wait till the market settled around 9:45, 9:50, and start examining the market situation. If it is long, short, what is the problem in the market? You cannot make a decision at 9:30 because there is a lot of volatility sometimes around 9:30. But when we wait till 10 o'clock, then things is settled, and now we are on one direction. So now is 9:50. As we see here on from the top of the blue charts, they all hit the target. Where the system estimated is 38.31. Target hit on the Nasdaq. Target hit on the CL. So they all target hit, and now we are waiting on a new signal. And now we are looking at the TI7 on the white charts, and we are trying. This is a very good start, and hopefully. It's going to be a smooth day today. This is the most important. It's not the amount of money. It is to be smooth and not to go negative in your account. It doesn't matter if it's $100, $50, $10, as long as it's not negative. It's not in red. This is the most important. And then we will. We try to survive it day by day by not going into the red. It's not what we want to make. Because sometimes we cannot do what we want to make. And sometimes we get more than what we want to make a day. So it depends on the market's movement. It's not up to us what we want. It's up to the market how much it's willing to give us. And this is a wrong thinking if we just want to what we want, then we are lost somewhere here. The difference between an ES is the same auto trade. It's using a trailing stop. This one is using a trailing stop. This one here on the NASDAQ is using an automatic exit. It's not using a trailing stop. So there is two options for the auto trade. You can have the reversal stop, or you can have the trailing stop. So on the NASDAQ case, it is I'm using once the trend is over, will shut down by itself. So this is or if you want to, you can also move this one manually, and then as you see on the first trade here, on the first trade nailed 375, and we still have 2,900 in there. So total right now it is a little over 3,000. You can close the button, and you have a button here. You can close it within a second and then secure all the profit if you want to. If you don't want to use the buttons, that's fine. But at least if you want to secure your profit, you can secure your profit by moving your trailing stop a little bit and secure part of it. Or if you don't want to do anything, then the system, once the trend change, it's going to close position. Now on the ES, we're about to hit the third target. I apologize. The ES is based on 2 contracts, so it's only 2 contracts. So we're about to hit the first contract on the ES. So there is 2,000 on 1,000 on 2 contracts, and we are about to hit the first contract on it. Is based on 2. The CL also hit the first trade. And as you see it here on the CL, it hit from 51.77 to 52.19. On that trade alone, based on 1 contract, nailed 430. And now we are, there is a little pullback, that's fine, but the market has already hit the target. We're about on the market analyzer, the signal automated trade. We already hit the above 500, and hopefully we will. It was a new signal on the scalper YM, and there we go. The scalper already signal 15-second already hit. So this is a really privilege when you are using a minute and you are using a 15-second scalping, then you will identify when the trend is over, or if you're not using the scalper, or if you are using the scalper, it's very fine. But once the scalpers start firing short, that means your long trades start getting over. So this is really important for an information if you are trading and you are trading with the trend. And when you see an early prediction or an early signal coming from the market analyzer to the sell position, so now we are on a buy position on the 1 minute. And let's say we are trading 1 minute. The advantage of it, when you start see the 15-second scalpers start firing sell signal, that means you can maximize your auto trade, and you can override the auto trade and close position as early as possible. So this is small tricks here and there. As long as we can survive every day by day, that will be great. You know, we don't have to be brilliant traders, but we just need to read what the system is telling us. As an example, on the ES, already hit the target, and then it fired a reversal, and there is a resistance line. There is overwhelming information telling you maximize your profit, you know, and the entry, exits, everything, the auto trades can do it. But God give us a brain a little bit to read what is the system is telling us, so we can maximize the profit. When the human interfere with the auto trade, you have a silver bullet in 2021. But when we are dependent only on mechanical, as an example right now, the YM fired the signal going to the buy direction. So if you are on a long trade on a YM automated trade, and this one fired a long signal, you can stay on that trade, or if it fired short signal, you will exit that trade. So right now on the ES, we still have 1 trade. It is only on 2 contracts we are running the ES. And the first trade nailed 587 because on a 2 contract base, the daily target is 500, but we still have one trade. So if this market go into your favor, the auto trade is not gonna shut down on 500. It's gonna stay and collecting more ticks for you. As an example, on the Nasdaq, your daily target is 1,000, but as you see here, the market is going to your favor. It's a crime to shut down the auto trade on just 1,000. So when the market is going to your direction, the auto trade is going to stay on that trade. When the market go in the opposite direction of your favor, and then the auto trade will shut down on your daily losses. So when you set up your daily losses and your daily so whether your daily target here is 500 or 1,000 is irrelevant anymore, because if this market trend into your direction is going to stay, whether you have a $500 daily target or if you have 300 or if you have 1,000, because when we enter the market, we enter perfect entry, and the market go into our favor, the auto trade is not going to shut it down, because we count on the day where the market is not giving us money. We cannot expect the market give us money every single day. When the market is trending, it is the day where you're gonna earn your money. And when the days are bad and there is a lot of a chop market and the market is sideways and it go one bar, 2 bar forward and 2 bars backwards and all this mess, and then it is time to stop trading for that day and call it off. It is very, very, very important when we are auto trading to understand when the market is trending and when the market is not willing to give us anything. And there is nothing we can do to fight it and get money, because we are not market movers. We have no inventory. We have nothing. We are renting this ES from the same guy is moving the market, and then we are delivering it back in the evening. It's like when you rent a car. You don't own that car. You're renting that car. It's not belong to you. You cannot do any changes on it. And the same thing here in the market. You don't own an inventory. You have nothing. You're just renting the ES. You are renting the Nasdaq. You are renting the CL. And the best way is when we see this market is not willing to give us anything, we shut it down for that day. So it is the most important for the trader not to know how to trade, but at least he has to read when the market is willing to give and the market is not a good day to trade. And when there is so many solutions you can find, you can turn on your auto trade on the first half an hour on a sim, as an example, if you want to, before 9:30, and you can see how those auto trade reacting to the market, and then it will be, and then you turn it on. Or you can look at the market analyzer. If the ES and the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, as you see right now, they are in sequence. Why they are in sequence? I mean, if we look at the ES is to the buy, the YM buy, long direction, Nasdaq long direction, and the 30-year Treasury bond, it is to the sell position. So by just looking at the market analyzer for the amateur trader, and when he sees this market analyzer in a sequence, that means you are in the green light to auto trade. But sometimes when we get up in the morning at 9:30, you can see the ES is to the buy position, the Nasdaq to the sell position, the 30-year Treasury bond going to the same direction as the ES. That means it is a big mess in the market. It's like a drunk driver on a bus with one light, and he's going down the hill with no brake and no steering wheel. It is a disaster to get into the market and start trading when the market is not in sequence. We're not asking you to sit down in the room paying us money every day and pay thousands of dollars for a guy to teach you how to trade or to call a trade for you. We can tell you exactly what's going on in the market here, and you can make your own decision. For the last few years, you can see we are so accurate with our prediction. We are 8 out of 10. We nail it every single time. What I'm trying to say, there is so many small things we can do if we are not aware what's going on in the market, so we can predict if this market it is trending or not. And when we see this market is trending, you should not let this auto trades dies. You should keep them alive. And when the market is not trending or there is a lot of chops, it is time to call it off for today, and you live to the second day, and another day, another. So it is very important not to be stubborn in the market, which it is. I'm a very stubborn man, and this is one of the things. I have weakness because sometimes I get stubborn on a trade, and then sometimes it fires back at me. Some have weakness with aggressive. Some of them, they don't know how to stop trading. We all have weakness. We are a human. We cannot be perfect, super perfect. I'm a conservative, but also I can be stubborn in the market, and a lot of times can fire back at me, and this is not good. I have so maybe another guy is he overtrade. Another guy, he get very aggressive. He get very comfortable, and you cannot get aggressive in the market. So we all have our weakness and our strong point. In the market, you have to be patient and try to trading is a personality, actually. Try to be calm. If somebody pisses you off on a traffic light, or somebody give you bad atmosphere when you're working, get rid of him, kick him out of the room. Keep your head. It is very important, guys. Keep your head clean before you open your Ninja Trader. You don't go and pick a fight with your son or your wife and come trade, or a guy on the street with the traffic. You don't do that. So it is very important, base one, to be patient, relaxed, clear mind, to able to read the market. Should I jump into the rain or should I stay out? You don't just turn on the auto trader blindly before you had your coffee cup in the morning, and you're not even your brain awake, and you just turn on Ninja Trader and then you go hit for the coffee. Don't do that. When we do the DAX in the morning, I drink double espresso, 2 cups before I even look at the market. I need my brain to be awake, and most of the time it's not awake. So what I'm trying to say, guys, be calm. It is hard, but here it is a very serious business, and be calm. Look at the chart, any type of chart, any system you have, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be my system, any system. Look at how the bars move and look at the prices. 5 minutes. It's not going to cost you anything. Look at the market 5 minutes every morning before you turn on any kind of auto trade you have under your sleeves, please. Because when you are looking at the market, or any chart, or an empty chart in this matter, it doesn't matter, or any system you have, when you sit down and we look at this market for 5 minutes, should I turn on the auto trade or not? When I can see, it is very simple what's going on the ES. What I can see on the ES, we had an entry, we hit the target, we are over our target, and now look at this. The system is telling you, hey buddy, there is a 3 signal reversal. Those are not repaint reversal. It's telling you it's time. It's like you are on a motorbike, you are on a highway, and then there is a yellow light ahead of you, 2-3 kilometers away, and then there is a red light. It's telling you to start pushing your brakes. And here what it is, it's telling you here to start pushing your brakes. It's telling you here it is a reversal, reversal, reversal. In other words, there is a fatigue in the trend exhaustion here, and there is a reversal. Then after the target, we hit a fib line, at 38, 35, 75. That tells you that is the end of the road on this one here. And then look at this. If we look a little bit further, so for this poor guy coming right now at 10:08, trying to take a trade, this poor guy has nothing left on the table to eat. Because let's say if this ES broke that resistance level, the max we're going to get out of it from now to 12 o'clock is right here, 3842. And this is one thing. If you look yesterday, it was the same number, 3842. And if you go back to the video yesterday, it was 3842. Once you start, gentlemen, I swear to God it is, I wish I had somebody 28 years ago come and tell me all those information for free. I wish. I would have paid money for it. I had to pay very hard in my life with it. For this guy is coming right now, wanted to trade. This one, the 3842, it was the same number yesterday. What happened when you look at the ES for 5 minutes in the morning? I mean, we don't need to look at the ES, and we are thinking somewhere else. But after you start looking at the market for 5 minutes in the morning, those numbers start talking to you. When you start see 384225, aha, I remember yesterday it was the key on the ES 3842. Now it start making sense. It's not just a number. You give this a chart to an amateur trader, what he sees is nothing but bunch of rubbish and lines. You give this chart to a professional trader, he can see gold in there. The same thing, you give a guy, an amateur guy, a small piece, he can see it a glass. Another guy can see a diamond. You know, so for the amateur guy, he sees lines and he does not understand what is that. He thinks it's rubbish. You give this chart to a professional trader and he can see gold mine in there. Because everything is measured in the buy and the sell with the 6 different time frame, is putting all this rubbish indicators, MACDs, volatility indicators, ATR, is all put under one signal. And then we are measuring the bulls and the bears, and we are putting the high time frame, which trend is going down, and what is the target for the institutional targets for today before 12 o'clock. So you put this chart for a guy has been trading for a long time, he can see there is a gold in there. You give it to a guy, he just want to auto trade and he has no clue about the market. What he sees here is rubbish. And he sees a bunch of line. He don't know what to do with it because he's not educated, but he want to make money. So by looking at the chart every morning for 5 minutes, it is for your own safety. And if you see this market, so what is this ES telling us today? What is this ES? The party is over to the long trend. And whoever want to auto trade right now, the guy is auto trading from 9:30. He's done for today. He's done. It's over. He's ready for a weekend. And this poor guy come in at 10 o'clock. He want to trade. There is nothing left on the table for him. And it is very simple, guys. What is left on this ES to trade? There is nothing. So for this poor guy sitting in Arizona or in New York or in California, and he has no clue what he's doing. He's starting his Ninja Trader right now. He wanted to take a manual trade, or he's gonna activate his auto trade, whatever, both of them. And well, guess what? He's gonna be in a very, very hard situation, and he's going to be in red. One thing I find out for the last 13, 14 years, when we started making auto trades and all this, I find out when you cannot find a manual trade, I can look at this chart. If I cannot find a manual trade, I don't need to look at the auto trades on the ES because I know they are not doing well. So what I have find out, no matter what auto trade, we have 10 different automated trades in your package. And they're all the same. There are 10 different algorithms, but they all say the one story. If I cannot find a trade, a manual trade, on any given market, none of the auto trade can survive. So when you cannot find a manual trade, auto trades, they're not going to work. And for this poor guy coming in, he don't know anything about manual trade, that's very fine. But at least give me 5 minutes of your time in the morning before you turn on your auto trade. Go get yourself a double espresso, drink coffee, wake up, come here, look at the market, look at the chart movement, and then just for 5 minutes, every day 5 minutes, you start developing what's going on in the market before you start auto trading. Gentlemen, the worst nightmare for me in the morning is the first trade on the auto trade to be a losing trade. I don't care. Now we are done with the Nasdaq 2295, 20. All this doesn't matter, but it is a nightmare for me in the morning when you start an auto trade and the first trade goes south. That can screw up my whole day. Why? It is the key to start the auto trade. At least the first trade is a winning position. Because let's say you took a trade and you made $200 out of it. Now we have a little beef on our back in case if the market did go sideways on the second trade. At least we can break even, and then we know what's going on in the market, and then we can reevaluate if we want to keep going or not. So avoiding the first trade in the morning and try to turn on the auto trade, any kind of auto trade, in the morning to make sure the first trade is in the winning trade. Now on the optimization, you can do the optimization and you can say when is the best time, which I have showed to my traders on Monday. Where is the best time for that auto trade to take a trade most likely? Like on the scalper, we find out it was the best time to start auto trade at 10 o'clock and then stop at, as I remember, around 12 o'clock, and then it was 2 hours before the market closed. So you can also learn how to optimize, and you can see most likely when the best time to start the auto trade. Nevertheless, optimization is one story, reality is a different story. Does not mean we cannot just look at the market and say, 5 minutes, look at the market. I don't know what's going on, I'm just looking at the bars. It's very fine. It's very fine. I will accept that. Because today you're going to look at an empty chart, or you're going to look at the movement, and what you see is rubbish. I can agree with you. But the second day, the third day, the fourth day, you start understanding the movement in the market. Give me an empty chart and I can draw lines within seconds on it. I can draw lines within seconds without any fibs, without anything, and I can determine where the trend is without any indicator, without any bar color, without anything. But that does not, I cannot download it and send it to you or transfer it to you. What it does, it comes after you put your eye on that chart. The longer you put your eye on the chart, the more you're going to gain experience. And like anything in this life, gentlemen, there is no money growing on the tree. And the market is not money grow on the tree. It's like when you are in the army, a soldier, and you earn your stripes. There is no shortcut in there. And there is no shortcut in here. It's not how much amount of money you have, it's how much you know about the market and how much you can manage an auto trade and how disciplined you are when to start the auto trade and when to call off and pull out from the market and say, I'm done for today. This market is not giving me any money. I'm done for today. Which it happened to us here on the same auto trade. If you go back on the video live on Tuesday, every single auto trade was taking a perfect entry, and we couldn't make any money, barely made it on the plus side. And the video is live right here on Tuesday. And today, no matter what we are doing, we are collecting ticks. So it's not only auto trade, it is also how to drive that auto trade. Otherwise, we're going to crash. Whether this auto trade from me or somebody else is irrelevant, guys. Is irrelevant. Yes, there is a plenty nightmare auto trades out there. I'm not going to argue with that. They cannot even trade minutes. They hide behind Renko. They hide behind the line breaks. One day they show you Renko bar, one day they show you ticks, another day they show you range, because there is no stability in the performance. They cannot stand still on minute chart because they cannot show you the minute chart. Especially for an amateur trader, he don't understand what is the difference between a minute chart or a Renko bar. A Renko bar are fake. A Renko bars, the bars move. So the amateur guy is not looking, oh, this is good, this auto trade works on minute. He's not looking at that. He's looking, if, oh, I see 2,000, I can make 2,000 today, tomorrow 2,000, that's 5,000. Then I'll go ahead and get my favorite car in 30 days. That's how he's thinking. Today is 2,000, tomorrow could be one big banana, there is nothing in there. So the minutes, there is a stability in the minutes. When the auto trade works on minute, you know what you are getting. When you optimize on the minutes, you know what you're getting. When you are optimizing Renko bar, it goes profit factor to 5 and 6. Try to put it to work. Oh, what you see, red. You know, all those I have showed before. I don't want to do that, and I got whacked royally because I showed the trick. They show you the profit factor on the Renko bar, and I did a video here in the public, and I was attacked by a lot of people. They're selling auto trades under different emails. I don't care. I care less. What they do, they show you the profit factor, but they forgot to show you the bottom. Recovery days is 25 days recovery. What they do, they show you fake numbers on the left bottom corner here on the chart, 28,000 and 48,000. But then when you look at the profit factor, you go all the way down. They show you the top of the analysis on the performance, and it shows you made $50,000 on the CL and a profit factor 345.0. Okay, I can. But then if you go down, it says recovery day 25 days. What does that mean, recovery day 25 days? For an amateur trader, he say, oh God, I can make $50,000 on the CL. This is a good, damn good auto trade. But then when you go down into the details, you will find 25 and 27 days recovery if you have one bad day. There is no one on this earth can trade for 25 days without losing any days. There is no one on this earth can trade for a whole week without losing any day. Eventually, you're going to have one day, losing day. On a bad week, you will have 2 days losing days, no matter what you are doing. So what I'm trying to say, when this auto trade say in 25 days recovery days, and work on an auto trade without any losing day, have a losing fight. Learn how this market moving 5 minutes a day. Then you start gaining what's going on with your trade. I have nothing to gain with that. I'm very straight with everyone out there in the public. I have no clue who's out there. Could be competitor. I'm pissing him off, and I care less. You know, he can survive. But it is the truth, guys. And I don't know how long I can keep doing this on the YouTube, but I built a lot of enemies on this. But this is reality, guys. You can brush me off as much as you want, but later on you're gonna thank me for it. As we see on the scalper right now, on the ES, there is a sell position. This is what I was covering. It is a buy signal. We did very well on the buy signal. And this is an early prediction telling you the ES is finished now and we are going down the hill. So if we look or go back what we have said today, for this guy coming at 10 o'clock, want to trade, and this poor guy want to auto trade or manual trade or whatever, we have told you it was over from the reversal and the party is over trading. And now the market starts sinking and there is nothing left in there for this poor guy to come in and earn anything in this market. Now here is the situation on the ES. Two options for that ES. There is a certain area in any instruments, on the CL, on a NASDAQ, on an ES, on any chart, there is a certain places you cannot auto trade and you cannot manual trade. Hands off. Let me show you. If we look here, we have across the midband, we come in to a very heavy support area here. The trailing stops are based on fib line, and then follow up by a projection and a double support area. What does that mean, all this rubbish? It means the market is going in between two directions. If those market mover, not you, not me, we are just a small guys, goes if they're gonna push this market down or they're gonna keep it here, direction to the left and one direction to the right, and you have no idea which direction you want to go. And this is exactly where is this ES right now. As you see, when the chart is start to blinking, that means there is some sellers trying to push the market down. And now we are into two different directions on the ES. And this is the worst nightmare for a guy, amateur trader, to start trading right here, right now. Because this market, it can go both of directions. This one here, it can be as a pullback re-entry. Two trades on this one here, which I don't want to complicate the trade. On those cases, what we do, we put a buy entry and then we put a small stop loss. If this market got us filled and come back alive again, that will be great. There is two things in here. Either buy here on the pullback or waiting on the ES on this trade. But there is a certain area you cannot trade, gentlemen. There is a certain area you cannot trade. Now, if we look, we got into this trade. The auto trade took it early. I don't like that. If you want to follow this market, this is not the proper place to take a trade. The proper place to take a trade is on a limited order 28-27. This is too early for that auto trade to take that trade. And I don't like that trade. It has to be below the projection. We want to make sure that this market break that projection. Two things when the market break an area, an important area. What does that mean? Because you heard me saying a lot. Identify trend, pullback re-entry. Two options here. When the market goes below, because there is most likely right now on that signal, this market is not going to go anywhere, because what is holding this ES is the projection. Two options for this trade. When you want to short out this ES, you can go on the breakout, which is a totally breakout 28-27. If you want to follow anyone, follow on a sim. I'm not responsible. I'm not getting money out of you. I'm not babysitting anyone. What is a pullback re-entry? Now you have two types of traders, the ones they know what they are doing. This one here, the first breakout, you can put a limited sell order here and you are taking the first breakout. What is a pullback re-entry? The pullback re-entry right now is the ES has broke this area here. It's a very, very important area. No matter how far the market goes, they have to go back. They have to go back, reconfirm every single point in there. So the market might drop all the way down to this level right now, 38.22.50, and has to go back to reconfirm those areas. This is what is pullback re-entry, and this is if you don't want to take the first breakout in the market. And look what is going on. The market going to reconfirm. Every number has to be reconfirmed. We're not selling potatoes here. It's a trading market. And you have to confirm every level when you break it. And then the market decide if it's going to stay to the short side or that area fell. And this is where the details in this is what it is. This is what it's all about trading. So as we see right now, the market came into the double support and a projection at 38.22.25, bouncing back and forth. And there we go. That's why I moved this trailing stop immediately, because I knew it's not going to survive. And this is the difference between this guy and this guy. Some guy can spot it and break even immediately and cover himself. Another guy is looking at the moon somewhere and he didn't see it, and now he is into the red. I don't like to see red on the chart. I prefer to break even, get out of that trade, and find another trade. But I will never go ahead and try to stay on a trade when I can see it's not going to go anywhere. Now what happened now, this market is sitting right there, and we can go on both of direction. No play on the ES. That's what we have said half an hour ago. Whoever made money at the beginning of this market made money. And now those guys are coming in. They're going to be in a big mess. Now, because now you are guessing, you're no longer trading, you are guessing the trades. And this is a disaster. You're no longer trading, you are guessing. Once you start guessing, you're done. You're a history. The market is going to get you. The market is going to bite you. The market is going to get your account. And there is no mercy here. You're just a number in the market. So guys, this is what we have right now. And we're going to stay on a standby. And then we will look at different auto trades. And let's take something else is still alive. We're going to take this one here on the CL 3 minutes, and now 2,200, and now we are on that CL, and as we see on the first 3 trades, this is not like some other people imaginary numbers. They are real. The ones here on the left bottom, those are not fake. Those are the numbers today. We still have one more trade out there, 170, and we have excited with when I'm teaching, because I really wish I had somebody talking to me when I was a kid. And we'll take a little break, and I'm going to cut off. There is a sound, but to our members, I'm going to cut off the microphone. Thank you. as we have explained to you 15 minutes ago, you are a future trader. This means you have to predict, not based on an ATR or MACD. The ATR and the MACD is in the past, is following the market, is not predicting anything. So stop loading junk indicators on your chart. What we have said 20 minutes ago, this is the border. That's exactly what happened. 28, 22, 50. And now the market got stuck on the ES between two lines. Support 28, 22, 50. Resistance 28, 28, 75. The market got stuck in between those two. So this poor guy is auto trading or manual trading and aware the market got stuck in the channel. He's gonna hit right through the wall. Does not matter what auto trade he's using, does not matter how skilled he is. If he cannot read that, he's a disaster trader. No matter what you give him, he's gonna wreck it. He's gonna wreck it. Because if you don't understand the situation here, this situation here, it is perfect for a scalping. If you know how to scalp. Because in auto trade, it's gonna take him a bar or two to take a trade on both of direction. You're not gonna get anything out of it. But this is a perfect day for a guy know what's going on and start scalping from here, short and long here. Scalping short and long. And then if we are looking right now, this market is one big mass. It's the opposite when we first started, a little bit before 10 o'clock. The market was flying in one direction, and right now we are hitting a big pile of mud. You know, so, and this is what really makes me sad. You can imagine how many thousands of traders right now, as we speak, auto trading, manual trading, and they're not getting anywhere with it. And it's very simple. The guy is in a trade, that's fine. Like on the ES we closed. We are done. But this guy is trying to auto trade right now on this. It's a nightmare. Let me see if I have an ES open on the scalper, the new scalper. Actually, I do. This is the latest scalper we released to our traders. And he is in the right direction. But look at this. This is a scalper auto trade. Because now somebody going to say, well, I'll go scalping auto trading. Okay. But let me give you, it's free. Let me educate you a little bit. The scalper is going on the right direction. And the scalper is already making 125. But it's not going anywhere. Why? Because the scalper needs a bar or two to make his decision if it's long or short. And if you are scalping, you are going in the circle, generating a lot of commissions to your broker. And if we look at this one here, it has to hit that number before the close. And actually there is not much money in it, and it's going to go back and forth. And if this market goes and starts crossing that line, you have a losing trade. Welcome to trading. So if you cannot say just I will scalp, because also in some conditions in the market, you cannot even scalp. Let me show you. I don't have an ES. But I have a YM on the 15 second. On a 15 second. And as we see here, we're going back and forth. It's not generating any money. Especially this message to this guy. He have $1,000 and he only want $2,000 a day. Well, our wishes sometimes don't come through. And CL right now, the market is not generating real money. It's generating a little bit here, a little bit there, a little losses here, but it's not really generating money anymore. It is, if we look at let's take this one here. I don't want to confuse you. If we look at the scalper, this is the latest scalper I know now what's going on in the market, and we've been on that trade on the scalper, and it's not getting anywhere. You go $100 plus, $100 minus, $100, and this can be fatigue for the trader when he is live and he cannot get anywhere with his trade. So this trade will close if the ES hit the 38.22. Okay, but it seems like the market, if we look on the last 5-6 bars, it's not going anywhere. And the most aggravation is when you have a trade and you sit for an hour and it's not going anywhere, and the longer you are on that trade, the more aggravation, and most likely the longer you stay on that trade, most likely your chances start getting weaker to make money on that trade. So even on the scalper, you are still going in the circle here, and your scalper took a perfect entry. We're not going to argue about it. It's a perfect entry. But there is no money to generate. So we understand what's going on the ES, going back and forth. And those are my favorite days also. You can scalp the market, get a few ticks in there. And I know a lot of colleagues of mine, on those conditions here, they use 4 ticks stop loss and 5 ticks stop loss, and they keep banging on it until they enjoy it, actually, because they know what they are doing. But for this guy, don't know what he's doing. When he's going long, is going short. When he's going short, is going long, and that guy start losing money, because he don't understand the danger that the ES is stuck in that channel between support and resistance. Look at this. I mean, what we are saying and what we are looking at, it is explain itself with the ES. And now after we have showed you where is this ES, whether you are our member or you're not our member, now you start approaching the ES cautiously. Oh God, there is a resistance here and there is a support here. I can see it, what he's saying. Oh God, maybe I need to wait 5-10 minutes. That's what I want you to do when you start your charts in the morning. Look at your chart before you start. $200 a day, a losing trade, because you didn't pay attention. That's over $50,000 a year, especially for those guys have peanuts in the market. 1,000 and 2,000 and 5,000. Those are peanuts money in the future trade. It's less than a peanuts money. And this kind of accounts cannot afford to make mistakes. So for this guy ignoring the market, and he's losing one trade, let's say around 150 to 200. This is the average normal trader on a losing trade. That is $50,000 and over a year. Now, this is the message for this guy. Call. He have $2,000. He's not asking much. He just need 4,000 every day, 2,000 on the ES, 2,000 on the Nasdaq. He want to auto trade. He don't know anything. He want to leave his wife. He needs money very fast. All this blah blah blah. Did you count the losing trades? Did you count the bad days? When we talk to a guy, when this guy come and tell me, Sam, I'm not asking for much, 4,000 this week, and the 4,000 will switch 8,000 next week, and the 8,000 will switch 16,000 the week after. And then I say, okay, did you count the losing day? And you know what? The first things they say, what's wrong with your auto trade? So they are in complete denial. The dangers and the risk in the market, they are in complete denial. That means if they cannot make 4,000 today and 8,000 tomorrow, that means there is something wrong with the auto trade. And they are not counting the bad days, the losing days, the hard days, around the Christmas, around the Thanksgiving, around the summer. They're not calculating anything. All what they want to do, just double their money every day. And when a guy say that, what is wrong with your auto trade? I immediately get turned off by him, and I say, what's wrong with your head? Just move on. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And some people, they find it insulting because I don't want it to be part of this guy's life, because he's gonna make my life miserable, and he's gonna blame me for his illiterate in the market. And this is the biggest mistake we made when we came in 13 years ago. Now we learned, when we see a guy like this, we don't want to talk to him anymore, and we want him to move on. Other salesmen can deal with him. I just don't have the time, neither my hard work, to be ruined by an amateur guy. Don't understand what is trading about. So those kind of people, they are not going to come in. I don't want them. There is plenty of people out there that are desperate to have them. I'm not desperate to have them. So, because those guys, they make noises, they ruin everything you worked for many years, because they blame me. They cannot make $2,000-$3,000 a day. And I don't know how to put it politely on a YouTube, but I've never seen an elephant fly, and if an elephant will never fly, that means he will never fly. A guy don't understand the market, he's not going to get anywhere in this market, And as we see here, talking and bubbling for half an hour, as we see, because this guy will say, well, I'll scalp here, Sam, what is the big deal? Okay, good luck with the scalping. Here is a scalping with a perfect entry, and it's not going anywhere for the last 10-15 minutes. And that can rock me. When you are going and you see a trade, it's not going for half an hour. That can make me very nervous. I don't like a trade to be no more than 5-10 minutes. When the market is going to my direction, I have the patience to stay all day long on that trade. I already covered 1,500, 1,570, and that trade, I'm not counting whatever it comes, and I can override it and close it. I can override it and close it anytime I want it, but it doesn't matter. It hit $500 over the target. Let it be as is. I'm not worried about that one. But I'm worried about this one here, because this one here is not going anywhere, and most likely the longer it's going to stay on that trade, the most likely I'm going to have a losing trade. Being ignorant about this, $100 a day, $50,000 a year. So when we are making mistake by one trade a day, tomorrow we make mistake, and you make mistakes for $50,000 a year. Just for God's sake, tell me how you're going to make your money. Did you calculate $200 a day by your mistake? $200 a day, $50,000 a year. You have a couple of $3,000 in the market. Tell me, how did you calculate you're going to get $4,000 every week, and next week $8,000, and the week after $16,000? For God's sake, explain to me, because I have never seen it. If I only can get 10% a day or 15% a day, yes. How much you know about the market? Oh, what's wrong with your auto trade? Yeah. because the auto trade is not a push button and fly to the moon. Only if we smoke something, then we fly, all of us together. As we said, as we expected, a losing trade. Welcome to trading. A losing trade from $150 to losing trade. Why? Because the market was stuck in that channel, and God knows where it's going to go. It's going to go below that line, or it's going to go up again. Welcome to trading. And in this option here, sometimes the market, I can go deeper. I can go on a higher time frame, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I can pinpoint what's going on. And then I can make a bet which direction is going. But for this poor guy is using a ranker bar, I cannot get him to work on a minute because the ranker bar looked nice. Okay, I had a guy. I said, why you're not trading? Yeah, but the ranker looked nice. I'm cutting off this microphone. Look what is going on in the market. If we look at the market analyzer, it's all in red. It's a disaster. When you go back to this video, you can see it was all in green, now all in red. A losing trade on the, you have to see the losing and the winning. I cannot just show you, I cannot just encourage you to trade. I want to also encourage you to start demo account. You stay on demo as long as needed before you go live. And this is the scalper. But finally, look at this. He still have to D5 level, and then this is the re-entry. This is the re-entry, and this is a huge mess. 5 minutes ago, we are in deeper problem. We are in a bigger pile of mud. So when you see the ES going in those area here, hands off, auto trade. You put it on pause, on a break. Let me see if we have a trade working. And then what you do, you put it, we have, if the auto trade is not taking a trade, because I have a guy overseas, he wanted to go somewhere and he was on a live trade, he just put the pause here. And you don't do that when you are live trading. When you are not in the trade, you can hold, and this one until the ES break the 383150. Now we are in the clear all the way to the 3835, and there is no other option. So guys, it is very important to look at your chart, even an empty chart, to start getting the rhythm in the market, and to watch this market, the bars. Keep your eye on the bars. You don't have to memorize every single bar's name. It's a hot air. It does not mean anything to me. But what we need to look at, how this market moving, where this market, you take a CL, is obvious the level without even a fib line. You can see it. Where is the high, where is the high low, where is the 52.76. This is the level. Immediately you can see your fib line. You can immediately drop a line there. You can see where is the support, you can see where is the resistance, and you can start calculating this chart, and then you can tangle with it. So right now on the ES, the same story like what we have on the short. Two option. You can take a trade on the breakout right there, 38.3175. There is a few second delay on the YouTube, and it's not from us. It's from the connection to the third party, and from the third party to the YouTube. You cannot just connect directly to YouTube. So between our computer to the third party, and from the third party to the YouTube, sometimes there is some delays. So it's not from us, guys. So two options we have here. This is the first breakout on the ES. It's tradable. It's a tradable area. This was not a tradable area. There is some traders will take a breakout here, entry. Another trader will wait on the bar close, pull back, confirm the support area, and take a trade. So there is two options you can take the trade on the ES. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. You are going to be left out. And if you miss a trade, fine. There's a plenty where they come from. So what I'm saying is, now the auto trade took that trade. Here's your support line. Two options. You can take it on the breakout or on the pullback re-entry. Depends on what kind of trader you are. Now, if we want to calculate what's going on in this trade, okay, the system is put it right on the fib. And the fib is 38.42. This is what, from now to 12 o'clock mission. This is your mission, from now to 12 o'clock. Now the whole momentum changed on the market. At the moment, we have two problems. We have this problem, 38, 35.75. We need to tangle with it once the market, if the market go all the way up, we need to tangle with it. Keep our eye on it. And the second one is the most dangerous one, is this number. This number here, we have made it. This is a re-entry short for the ES, the system draw where you need to take a short entry. Anything below the 38, 37.25 is a short direction. Anything above it is a long direction. So two elements here we need to deal with is the first one, the first wall is 38, 35.75. The second one is the re-entry short. We need to tangle those. If we can cross this one here and that one here, we are on a couple $1,000 trade, or $1,000 trade, or $500 trade if you want to get rid of it as soon as possible. So now what we do when we take in a trade, we don't just look at the number, we look at the technical side, and we set our destination. It's like when you go to the airport. You don't just jump in on the first airplane. You go, you set your destination, you go to the proper gate to go to your destination. So we have set up our destination on the ES. The first problem I have is 38, 35, 75. I'll keep my eye measuring the buyers over the sellers with the 6 different time frame. I'll keep my eye on the signal. I keep my eye on the high time frame. Those they are blinking. That means there is people are buying right now on the ES to go higher on that one. So I'm already have enough information to measure when the ES come into the 38, 35, either break out. Once we get to this bridge, we need to cross that bridge. We understand what's going on in there, and then we can evaluate the market if we're going to do it. It's not the auto trade is going to evaluate it. It's our head, our brain, our knowledge telling us what to do with it. So this is where our tangle, and if this market pull back, it's going to go back to this area, 38, 31, 75, to retest it and confirm it. And this is what is called pullback re-entry, confirm a trend, pullback re-entry. It's been around for the last 28 years. And it never fell out. It never fell out. I've seen so many systems come in and go as fast as they come. Identify a trend, pullback re-entry. It's been around for 28 years and it never fell. So now we set our destination, we set our risk, we set where the probability of this market, if it goes against us, where it's going to here. Leave a trailing stop up in the open and protect it and using a dummy trailing stop. No, we don't do that. This is leave it for those guys. They're going to be out of this market within 6 months, and then they're going to play smart on a somewhere, you know. We set our risk. We set where is the probability to tangle those two lines. We are going straight to the $2,000 trade. Or we're going to walk out with a banana. And welcome to trading. Okay, guys, there is not much left for today. I wish you a very, very happy weekend and safe weekend. As we have explained, here is our first bumper, the second bumper, final for